Okay, Larry, so the lower abdominal marching exercise, you're going to need a bigger band for this one. It doesn't necessarily have to be this band or this big. Like I said, I'll actually send you a link to a few different bands. But this band is going to be a feedback tool to let us know if we're actually doing this exercise correctly. So this is going to try to train the abdominal wall, specifically the lower abdominals, in stabilizing your pelvis under the weight of your leg. So here's what I mean by that. The actual exercise will look like this. I'm going to lie on my back, and my objective is to be able to march my legs without losing stability in my back. And the way that I'm going to check that is I'm going to use the tubing. And I'm going to put one end of the tubing anchored around something. This could be the leg of a table. So for me, I'll put this underneath the leg of my table. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it tight and pull it enough to where there's tension to where it wants to rebound. Okay? Now once that tension's there, I'm going to lay back on the band. And I'm placing the band in the low back behind the belly button level. That's where the apex of the lumbar curve is. Okay? So it's really important that that band is directly behind the belly button. It's not too high, it's not down on my tailbone. It's right where that lumbar curve should be. Okay, so now I'm laying here. Now, if I arch my back up, this band's going to fly back that way. So the goal is to be able to lay here, navel in, and march your feet, okay, without losing the control of the band. All right? If you find that it's too challenging and the band keeps sliding out, you need to make the exercise easier. To make it easier, I decrease the angle at my knee. To make it harder, I increase the angle at my knee. Okay? So, I got tension on the band. I'm going to start with my knees at 90, okay, and my ankles at 90. My head should be resting on the floor. I'm just looking up at the video talking to you. Now, navel goes in. Here's how this works. I exhale and lift up to where my knee is directly over my hip. I don't go any further than that. And then I inhale and set it down. And switch. Now keep in mind, even though I'm taking these deep breaths, my navel is staying in. So I've got that inner unit on, that transverse abdominis muscle is on. Okay? And I'm just marching back and forth, keeping constant pressure on this band. Okay? So like I said, if you march and your back lifts up, you need to make it easier. So bring your feet in closer. You can even shorten the stride length here like this. Alright? So this is a very good exercise to start to train stability in the lumbo-pelvic hip complex. You're essentially teaching yourself to move your legs around while keeping your core, your spine, and your pelvis stable. That's going to be very important for the rehabilitation of your hip musculature and your abdominal musculature. Okay. Oh, by the way, that exercise, it's not repetition, it's 2 minutes. And when you can perform it for 2 minutes straight without losing any, good form, we make that harder, okay?